I thrive on knowledge. I can't learn enough. And when I'm in a library or anywhere around books, basically, it's like a euphoria.
Oh, me too. I grew up in
I'm a
this
big
library.
book nerd.
You're a big
I'm a
what?
nerd.
Book nerd?
I'm a big
Bookworm?
nerd.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah,
A lot of us are.
that
It's not.
anything that I can learn from.
But now things are going electronically, and we're moving a lot of things now, and not really. I mean, we're buying ebooks now. Those that like to have the button on their phones for books, like Kindle books. That's the big thing now, and I want to talk about us using podcasting and helping people get more into their smartphones these days because there's a lot we can do in social paranormal media because those just happen to be the topics we pulled out of the library, I guess, the books. Where did you always go? I mean, I know you and I are like sponges and we like everything. We're all generalists to seem to meet everybody that knows a little about everything and not a lot about any one subject, but at least where did you go to go find like New Age, occult, metaphysical, paranormal, Wiccan, I don't know, psychology? I think I used to go to self-help in school. I would look for like, I don't know, Nancy Drew type mysteries, but I didn't learn about Heinlein or any of those people till real late. But just give me an idea of some of the authors that you liked on that mobile truck.
Jeez. Back then, I was young and just read everything I could get my hands on. Really, I mean, at one point, even when I was raising my kids, I had and they had probably about 7 or 8 different library cards at different cities. That's how much that we read. I mean, my kids were avid readers. My grandson's still an avid reader. It's just something that it was real important to me because you could go through a lot of the subjects weren't even categorized, and just like now, a lot of things are put under the label of paranormal, whereas there's so many subjects and everything falls under one label, and it's hard to distinguish one from the other, so you got to know what you're looking for to start with. But libraries, I drained of anything I can get my hands on. And then when I started college, I couldn't wait to psychology, and I went through their bookstore and everything, but that's limited.
I was big on psychology too and sociology, but the people in the University of Alabama, I would go and wonder, what's that class? And it always was across from something else I was going to. It seemed like they'd move it, and I was like, and I'd go, and the third time it was like, it was always philosophy. But they said, you don't want to take that. There's no money in philosophy. And I was like, okay, but philosophy sounded, I guess because they were talking heavy, but I love psychology, so I did get some courses in psychology, all the way up till maybe the last time I went to school in 2007 or something, retooling in the 50s when I was your age. But you're only 10 years younger than me. I'm 67, you're 57. But we got a lot of people that are 87 out there listening to us, so we appreciate all you guys. Anyone that's in our age brackets, what would we be? Now, I'm a baby boomer. Are you a baby boomer or no?
You talking to man?
No, you.
All of us are baby boomers.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, we're all in that category.
Oh, you're back, Ahmed. Was that what that buzzing was? You're coming back in the house? There was a buzzing sounded. But you're back, Ahmed. That's good. How'd you know Ahmed was back?
That was coming from Kimberly.
I had to have my car on because I can see how much I had on me. I thought I turned the mic off, but I guess it didn't.
Okay. Well, if we're... I didn't look any statistics up, but people really do like to hear them. And used to be prepared and would look things up for the night, but tonight, folks, I'm going to be honest. I just guess we're going to play ACO Club, but we've got social, paranormal, educational, entertainment, alien, Stargate live podcast tonight, and that is because I'm not here alone. There's Kimberly O'Connor and Thomas R. Becker here with me. And the three of us are doing the Social Paranormal ACO Club of the Ace Metaphysical Institute, Invisible College in our cosmos. Now, I'm not sure what that means, so I'm going to let Ahmed, you got any idea what all that means?
We're just looking for knowledge.
Okay. We're looking for knowledge where there is none, or maybe where there is
more
all.
like a sentence.
A what?
Sounds more like a sentence.
Sentence, yes.
Well, it was a sentence, but it was also a statement. I mean, that's what we're out here doing this for, is to find knowledge and to spread knowledge.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, how many?
And there's
levels?
so much out there. People don't even.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
People don't realize that they actually hold more knowledge than they realize. I mean, where they need to share, and that's exactly what we're trying to do with this. Trying to, just like Ahmad said, to share what we know and let everybody else understand, and we also learn from them, because we're students and we're teachers, every one of us, no matter what age we are.
That's true. And a lot of people don't want to admit they're students and teachers, but it goes both ways, inbound and outbound.
Sure.
If you're sharing it. If you just sit and stagnate, that's sort of like being a mushroom. But staying in the dark, so to speak. So it's pretty cool that we're doing this. And, it's a fellowship club, folks, but it is about learning. We're very into the library way of looking at life, being that this is just one big library. Social, paranormal, educational, entertainment. People will be going, what is that? But a lot of people just didn't get really into it. They got into the matrix, and they took what they had to take to get what they needed, and that's okay, because you can come in even with us, take what you need and leave the rest, It's okay, but with the Metaphysical Invisible College, there's a lot in the cosmos we haven't found yet, and then it's also for everything that you experience that you really can't necessarily put a finger or a word on, or an attachment or feeling or emotion. But we do go with levels and resonation inside the matrix. There's the red pill and the blue pill, and I thought that movie was really good. We're going to talk about some movies tonight. How far down the rabbit hole goes, nobody really knows, and how far up the food chain goes. Or you can say how far down the food chain and how far up the rabbit hole, depending on if you watched Alice in Wonderland, which way you're going. But tonight, I hope you guys get a good feeling for what we're doing, because life can be full of incidences or happenstance or synchronicities, and there's balance out there, and a lot of people are realizing there's life after life, and a lot of people want to talk about things. And I'm going to tell you about movies. I've got down here that some people are shocked with the movies that they've seen. And this tonight, this is for you, those that have seen movies, because I got the idea actually the other day. Mad was talking to me, and we had talked. I didn't know a lot about him, because even though we've worked together for years, I've never really dug deep down his man-made hole, or his manhole. I don't know if I should say that. But there are forms of soft disclosure in this man-made world of delusions, and we're believing that the movies are made as soft disclosure, not only for entertainment after World War II, but we were talking about close encounters of the third kind. So we're going to talk about that tonight, because it was released in November 1977 just by us doing a radio show, and that was shown to various groups, including in the U.S. Navy. So, Mad, why don't you start us off? Because I'd like to discuss the paranormal life and self-disclosure and everything that we're doing here with full of synchronicities. But now you entered the Navy and you worked 2 or 3 years to get it out of the way, I guess. But at the same time, you said you joined the Navy to see the world, and I remember those commercials. So we may have been brainwashed back then. But you got to go to Spain and Rome, and we didn't really get to discuss a lot. But tell people about how you actually saw the movie before I did, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, because I had to go to the hospital and breathe in a paper bag when I saw it. So tell us, you were sitting on a Navy ship? Is that what was happening?
Yeah, what they do is a lot of times they'll give the people in the military the movies beforehand, before they're released, and they'll get an idea of the reaction of the audience. And Close Encounters of the Third Kind was sent to our ship, and we got to see it a few months before it was released. And the clerk asked us questions about it, after the movie, what we thought about it and that. And he sent back in what we thought about the movie to the studio.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know they did that. I've been trained in the Navy, and when I went through in the 80s, I went to see movies about movies, propaganda, and how we got trained in uniform, but it was in a theater in Hawaii. Matter of fact, I was in Hawaii, and it's beautiful there. But you said the clerk. Now, in the Navy, he and I were in the Navy. Now, is that like clerks are the ones that work in the office because they keep up with what comes? Okay.
They do all the record keeping and stuff like that, payroll and that kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. Kimberly, where were you when the lights went out in Georgia? I mean, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. You did see it, right?
She's on mute.
You want to push the mute button. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Where were you, everybody, out there listening to me tonight? Because we're going to do a lot of funny stuff. Because I want to know how it affected you. Because, like I said, I had to go to the hospital and breathe in a paper bag. Now, I've never done that before. And I've been to the hospital when I was a kid. But apparently they said that I was the fourth person, and there was people coming in after me at this particular Rosewood, I think it was called, hospital right on Westheimer. Are you off mute yet, Kimberly? Guess not. I wonder what happened, Kimberly.
Yeah, she was off mute, and then she went back on it. She's messing with it.
All right, he can see her. I can't, folks.
I'm here.
She's not on my board.
There you go.
Yeah. What year did that come out again?
November 1977.
77.
Last
77.
month.
I was in high school, but I remember going to the drive-in to see that. And yeah, that was a powerful movie actually, and
So
I think that was
78.
That was about the same time. Yeah, I was in high school. I was in my sophomore year, but I was that was a couple of years after I seen my first spaceship too. My UFO, the UFO that I seen, I was about 15 years old. And that was like that movie come out like 3 years later. So yeah, it had an impact on me because that right there was more proof that everybody knew. But even though it was a movie, the truth is still there.
Well, explain that statement because I know what you mean, but I knew it. It affected me so much I couldn't breathe. And they said people weren't even breathing. I mean, I wasn't the only one, but a lot of people were deeply affected by that. And, at least with the Navy, they tried it out on people before they put it out to the civilian world, right? And he was part of that questionnaire. And I've had some of those I've done in Hollywood. you know, where I've been part of a lot of audiences
I
because
think
I
it's
lived
because
with
they're more of a
here.